Okie dokie. Hi guys. I always feel like when this Palo Santo burns, like catches, that it means that there's like a lot of energy that needs to be cleared. Sometimes in my readings I'll light it and I'll be like, come on thing, like light, and then I kind of give up of maybe this person's got good energy and they're fine. But hello guys, how are you? Not wearing my glasses. I feel like my eyes are getting worse. But what I wanted to do, and I haven't gone live in a while, not super planning on answering psychic questions, even though it's kind of in me to just gravitate towards that, but I wanted to offer more like advice. Super passionate about your guys' businesses and startups, and you know, when we get in a rut or we get burnout, like I want to help you with that because I have a lot of ideas, and it's in my intuitive coaching of like, you need to do this, you need to focus on here's how your reach can be seen more, and here's what you need to work on. And I just had a reading with someone, and it was interesting because they're stuck at this job and they don't know how to get out. And instead of saying like, hey, do the obvious thing and get out, they had to like fill their cup up with their worth. It was like for them to literally leave their job, they had to believe that like they were worthy of that. And it was almost also, I think that they had like looked for other places, and everything just like kept falling through, all this like crazy stuff, because like you got to work on yourself first. Also, I think I'm also kind of on edge. I don't know if you just saw the TikTok that I made, but someone ruffled my feathers by saying they heard from some intuitive person that they need to stop connecting with their people in spirit because it's stopping them, it's preventing their people in spirit from like moving forward. And it's just like, what? Like your people, if you can imagine, in the spirit world, they're fiddling with our stuff, not too much, sometimes too much, but they want to help us. It's like if you were to pass away and you have all your you have all your family here, you want to help them. You want them to like say like, hey, what do you want me to do? What do you want me to know? And they will talk your ear off. You just got to like open that connection. So, intuitive advice. What kind of questions do you guys have? Leave a comment, and whatever my eyes are directed to. There's not that many of us, so I can get to all of our questions, hopefully. Also, I don't plan on doing this for too long, maybe about half an hour or so, but tonight in my Patreon group is when I go live every Monday and I answer all the questions, connect to all of your people for half an hour there. But to join that, everything that I do and everything that I offer, it's just in my bio, my profile, like everybody else. I have been doing psychic medium work. I've had my business for like 3 years this month. I think I actually like missed the day where I should like make a post that I've been doing this for 3 years, but I like doing this every day, psychic readings and helping you guys and connecting to your people in spirit. But yeah, so how are you guys? There's a roach on my wall. Wouldn't that be funny? Did you see it crawling? I don't know about that. Michael, you said you did a reading for me about my business a few months back, and I'm most definitely in a rut. Let's talk about it. What's your business? And yeah, what's your business? And I'll fill into that on like why you're in a rut and how to really get out of that. And I'm wondering if there's a roach on my wall. It's just one of those things like those funny things that people say. I don't know what they are. You know, like the trolling stuff. Microblading. All right, Michael. If that's how you say your name. I have a ex-boyfriend, and that's how he spelled his name, and his middle name was Michael. For your microblading, what I think would be super beneficial for you is, of course, like before and after pictures, but take that to like the next level. Instead of, you know, when we get a haircut and we have like those like nice little before and after pictures, and it's like, oh, your hair looks so nice, it looks so pretty now. What if you did something of like, look at these crazy ass eyebrows, and look how I was able to transform, or, you know, make this person feel more just like beautiful and blah blah, have their glow up. I think doing like bombarding all of your social medias with stuff like that and making it fun, making it something that's really like reachable for everyone and like makes them feel like happy and excited to do it, of like, wow, I could look like that, I could have my glow up, would be really beneficial to you. My brother's girlfriend, she has her business and she does eyelashes, and I think she does eyebrows and like probably just like the whole like face stuff. But I was thinking for her, it'd be super beneficial, instead of posting the same thing of like her before and after eyelash stuff, of like why people do get eyelashes or why, how it makes them feel. Because I have eyelashes, I just put mascara on. I've never really thought like I need to go get eyelash extensions. But if she were to make posts like that, that would like have us thinking like why we need that in our life and how that would make us feel, maybe she'd have some more customers. Hopefully that helps you. Michael, you said that you also do Reiki. What if you like can join those, if you haven't already, of like while you're getting your stuff done, you're also getting Reiki. I had someone who would send Reiki to me twice a month, and they'd say like on the 15th and the 30th. And I loved that because I didn't have to do anything. So you know, I just had to like be open to receive that. You didn't have to go and like schedule an appointment for Reiki or blah, 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 this happening. What do you need to be having worked on? I think that would be super cool for you. And I like that angle. I like that dynamic because since you are passionate about that, you know, Reiki and doing microblading, your post and stuff, it can be like, you know, spiritual. It can have some like glitter in there because that's what I think of. That's what I associate Reiki with, is like all of the like magical stuff that people can, I don't know, get without having to do a whole lot. Let me know what other kind of questions you have, Michael. It feels like your rut and your burnout is probably just our growth and our reach is slowing down, and so we kind of like dwindle and slow down ourselves. If we were to try a different like angle, a different what's it called when people like revamp stuff, but you probably don't have to be like, I'm revamping everything. But if you change like your just like color scheme, make it more you, and have that like, this is who I am now, this is how I want to be seen, and this is like the audience that I want to have. If you just like do a 180 of like, what do you really actually freaking want? How do you want to help people? I think that would help you with your burnout. Just like get excited again. Oh. Hey, any messages about why my dog has not been eating? What's your puppy's name? And I'll try to see what I can get feeling into them. I like to ask like, what's your puppy's name? And then what do they kind of look like? Just so I can like connect to you to connect to them. I do pet readings, and off the top of my head, actually it's not off the top of my head, it feels like it's for you, and maybe it's for other people because this is true a lot. Your animals are almost like conduits of like what we're feeling. There was a like Dr. Phil episode that maybe you guys remember, because I think it like got famous, of like, your dog eats and acts the way that you act. It's just like a reflection, and that's not meant to be triggering for us, that, you know, if your dog is sickly or whatever, but they love us so much that they kind of reflect back our inner emotions. So it's not like, are you not eating? It's probably, are you so stressed out that our dog's a little bit stressed out and they're not eating? Connecting to animals. I love doing the medical intuitive stuff, but so much of the time an animal's like pain level, where us humans would be complaining about it, they're fine because they care about us. When it comes to our pain levels, our animals would be like, it's a freaking 10 over here, my person's freaking me out. But your animals, they tend to be so selfless, most of them, that they're probably maybe not eating because of their health stuff. It might be something to do with you. Let me see if you commented anything. Emmy. Oh, that's a cute name. You're welcome, Michael. She's in your profile picture. Okay, got you. As far as medical stuff, and you know I'm not a veterinarian and all that things, and I love to do a pet reading with you. medical things. There could be like bloating going on. When you say that your animal's not eating, is she also not wanting to be like held and picked up and not just like super jumpy around? I can kind of sense just like when we have a big belly, like when we eat too much and we don't want to eat anymore, although there's probably not a whole lot going on because she's not eating, it feels like there might be a little bit connection to that. But try to not check yourself, try to make sure like you're good. How we can do that, you know, when someone says like, how's your day? And we say fine, we say it's good. Or if we were to say like, how am I doing today? I'm fine, I'm good. Start asking yourself like, why am I feeling happy? Or why am I feeling blah? And then say like, well, it's because of this. And then ask yourself why. It's because of this, to get to like your root, whatever your dog Emmy's picking up on about you, if you don't really know. Hi, Kelly. You always catch me, Kelly. You said, any advice for my guides? Super curious and interested on what's going on in your life. Let me see what I can get from your guides, Kelly. Oh, it's such a like blast from the past when I used to do live readings on Facebook. It's so cool how energy works, because it's like I can remember answering your questions, Kelly, and like what your energy feels like, what your guides feel like, and like where I was standing. Not really what I said, but just like it's cool how you can ride that energy train. So from your guides, do you know what I also keep seeing? It's funny, I used to rub my hands together also as well. Your guides are showing me like rub your hands together and try to be more grounded and like get more inside of your body. You asked for advice, so I don't know what's going on in your life because it's the only question that you asked, but it feels like what we need to do, you know, when we have a rubber band, it's like we need to snap ourselves. It feels like for some reason, Kelly, like we need to like snap ourselves back into like, this is you and like you're fine and what do you want to do? I don't know if you feel like you've been super just like ungrounded and unclear and there's just like so much stuff going on and we just like can't think. It just feels like, hey, like come back down to earth, come back down to you, and then like go forward with a clear head. And I feel like there's a reason for that, like why you, Kelly, need to have more of a clear head. It's not for decision making. It feels like it's more for like the perspective thing, for you to see what's in front of you and for you to get clear on your whole, like your manifesting and everything. Oh, someone said, is it possible to know if my dog is ready to cross over? Yes. But this is usually, it's your intuition. There's never, I'm not going to say that at all. There is too late. I have, because I get this question a lot, and I used to say, when you think that they're ready, but sometimes that's not the case. So I want to say, like, use your intuition. But I know like 3 people off the top of my head where their dog was ready, and then kind of 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, a year goes by on Facebook where I'm like, your dog's still here. They were ready, you know, good and ready a while ago. But I don't want to make that decision for you over live. I want you to kind of, you know, feel into them and feel into your heart of, do they feel that they're just like tired and done? I will say that most of the time our animals are waiting for us to be ready. And I kind of, it's thundering, spooky. I kind of say that it's never too early because we don't want them suffering. And I feel like I put my dog to sleep a little bit too early, but she was really kind of suffering more externally than internally. Let me see if there's anything else I can get for you about knowing when your dog's ready to cross over. I feel like when you know, and when you're thinking about it, it's probably the energy of like, hey, this is going to be coming up soon, instead of make a yes, no decision right now. You said he's had cancer for a long time and you don't want him suffering or holding on because he doesn't want to leave you. I think that our animals are also so connected that they know that they're not leaving us. And so, you know, he probably doesn't want to leave you because he's being like selfless for you. So don't think that you're being, selfish. I can't tell if he's trying to act okay when he really isn't. He might be doing that, but, I didn't get to the point of my thing, or maybe I did. My pain tolerance is 0. So you guys come to me and you say, like, I got a migraine. I'm already, like, holding my head before you have to tell me that. And when I tap into animals, it's kind of like, oh, that's uncomfortable, but they're fine. Like, they're not complaining. Their pain tolerance is high, like when it comes to them complaining or suffering about it, if that makes sense. Because I know we see like our dogs like limping or sometimes whimpering about something, and it's hard and it's heavy for us to do that, but it's almost like instead of a crying instead of a crying for help, it's more of like my achy breaky back, where we would be shooting out all the F-bombs. I hope that helps. How's my trip gonna go in October? I want you to play with this. I want you to manifest this. I want you to plan it of like, it's gonna go freaking amazing. It's gonna be great. We're gonna do this. I'm gonna feel like so inspired and excited about this. I'm gonna plan this. It's gonna blah, 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 blah. Because I think if I were to say your trip's gonna go great, you'd be like, oh, thank God. If I were to say, your trip, these things are going to come up, or when people in readings ask me about this, and I say, you're going to get, Crystal, my friend, sorry, I always throw your name out there when it's supposed to be confidential. She asked me this question recently, and I was like, here's what potentially could happen. And it was like a bad thing, a bad thing, a bad thing. And it was more of like, now you know, so don't get in that argument. Now you know, so remove yourself from that. So how is your trip going to go? You like plan that. You make that decision. This is an exciting question. I saw, will I have any more babies? And I also want to say, like, you make that decision too, Victoria. Do you already have 3 babies, Victoria, or do you have just 1? I think that with the topic and subject of free will, like, you feel fine. It doesn't feel that there's anything, thank you for the corgi, that's appropriate. It doesn't feel that there's anything that's like preventing or stopping medical wise. Hopefully that's true. I will say when it comes to that, forget everything that you've heard, forget the doctors, forget your like stories, because our body, when we hear like, I can't have a baby or I shouldn't have a baby, it's like, oh, okay, I didn't know that. I'm going to make it not, probable for you to have a baby. So make that decision for yourself. I asked you if you had 3 kids because it kind of felt like, we have no problem with that. And I hope that that's true. Melody, will I be in a committed relationship soon? These are excited. These are the kind of questions that I like because it's up to you guys. But for you specifically, will you be in a committed relationship soon? Let's actually see if there's anything that's stopping or preventing or that we need to be working on for that. And actually, yeah. So have you been going on dates? Have you been meeting people? Have you been even like potentially playing out like, what if I was in a relationship with this person? It feels like you're stopping yourself in the tracks from not like being in a committed relationship, but like opening yourself up for that. And the thing that I don't like about that is it's kind of blunt. Are you a blunt person? It feels like your guides are a little bit more blunt, which I don't really like. But anyways, what was I going to say that was a blunt thing? I didn't lose it, but when I say that, I usually kind of lose it. So just give me a second to get that thought back. Oh, are we kind of going out into the world wanting to meet people, but we got a big giant checklist of like, no. It feels like from your guides, kind of not throw that out the window, because I still want you to have like your values and your boundaries and what you're looking for and like, go and find that. But it feels that we're being a little bit like critiquey when it's not, be picky. It's more of, if this person has red hair, they have red hair. They could be great. If this person, I don't know, has got something that is not your ideal or not what you thought, kind of, is that okay though? It feels that when you say, am I going to be in a committed relationship soon? It's not that there's not people lined up for you. We're not like jumping on that or like going for that, is what I felt about that. And any advice from my angels and guides, please and thank you. Let me see what I can get for you. I'm going to feel into your angels, because usually I just talk to your guys as like alien spirit guides most of the time, honestly, and that angel energy is very, very nice. So what I get for you is be easier on yourself, be softer on yourself. I think of like the whole self-talk, and know that like you're doing a good job. And it also feels like stop pushing yourself too much. Stop pushing yourself for like the impossible, perfection things. Let me see if there's anything else for you. And I don't know if this is related, but my arms just got like really like just like heavy. And with that, it also feels like the same thing, same message of like give yourself a break. But when your angels and when your guides say give yourself a break, it's more of like let yourself off the hook for everything and just do what you want to do. I hope that helps. Okay, seeing questions. I'm going to scroll down a little bit. Oh, Monique, you said, is my grandma still around still? And does she have any advice or wisdom? I want to say yes, absolutely. Our people are always around us. Usually when we start like thinking about them, talking about them, they'll be behind us or wherever. So I also feel like that she's around. It feels that you guys have a laughy, giddy relationship where it would almost be like, did you see that, grandma? Like, can you believe that, grandma? Also, does she have darker hair and curly as well? If there were, and she, on your mom's side, if there were any messages or advice from her, it feels like you're doing a good job. But when she says that, she wants to give you like a big warm hug. And those are connected. It's not like you're doing a good job, here's a hug. It's like you're doing a good job, like here's my hug and warmth and love for you to like feel that and know that. Remember that thing I just said of like that she's around you? It also feels like from her, like you know that you're doing a good job, but you're not really I guess like believing that. And then I don't know if she's on your mom's side, but it feels like lots of like love pouring out to her, to your mom. And that it just feels like, piece of her heart is also like there with someone else as well. I hope that helps. Do you have a lot of like her chairs or her furniture? When I see you and when I see her around you, it looks like a like cozy like living room with like antique-y pinkish chairs. And it feels like your connection like with her, through her, is almost like amplified by like her things. So hopefully you have some of her things, and if not, that's still okay. You can still amplify that connection. These are exciting questions. They're scary, but I just do my best. Can you see if I will get the job I'm interviewing for and move to Colorado? This is scary. You do whatever you want. You use your intuition. I don't like giving scary advice. It's scary. And I felt, or do we already have plans to move to Colorado? It feels like similar to the reading that I had today. You make the action steps first, and I hope this is true because it's scary, and the universe is kind of gonna, okay, like she made the jump to go to Colorado. Like she's ready, she's committed, she's determined, she's, living life the way that you should be, like on the edge and just trusting, which is scary to do. But it almost feels like you do whatever you want. I'm not going to say move to Colorado and then interview is going to go perfectly fine, because you probably have an interview sooner, but it feels like make that bigger commitment, and if not that interview, something else. Don't read too far into that, because it doesn't feel that there's like something else, something's going to happen, but it does strongly feel that we have to like make a decision first. So the thing I wanted to say, and if you guys have been here since the beginning, I'm sorry for repeating it, it was just really impactful. This reading I had today was crazy as hell, because this poor girl, she's not happy with her job. She's been trying to get other jobs. Everything's falling through, like it's not working out, because for her to leave her job and get out of there, she has to like feel like her worth, and like that she's not only like allowed to, but like capable of leaving her job and finding another one. So it's like she can't get out of there when her family members, you know, probably like, just put in your 2 freaking weeks, you know, get out of there. It's like the universe is not letting her because she's just, you know, withholding herself and her confidence and all things like that. So you make the decision like for you, and like let the universe, or you know, whatever kind of in the trustful, I'm excited, I'm scared as hell, but I know it's like a really good feeling, kind of let that follow you if you want, because that's scary, and I hope that helps. Anything for me today? I've been so stressed lately and worried. Let me see. I will say, have you been feeling stressed and worried and anxious that like the ball is just going to drop? In my readings, and people kind of randomly texting me, the energy's crazy, the energy's always crazy, and it's kind of, that seems to be a theme right now of like the ball's going to drop, something's going to happen. It's not because you're intuitively, and this is for a lot of us, why I'm going in depth with it. It's not that, oh crap, what's going to happen? Something's going to happen soon. I feel it coming. I feel it bubbling up. It just feels that this like energy, this more like new possibilities manifesting. We don't really know what's going to happen. It just feels foreign and uncomfortable to us. So instead of, you know, focusing on like, I'm stressed, I'm worried, I feel anxious for no reason at all. What is that? What is that? Try to be like, I'm excited that I feel uncertain, and so things could really like work out in my favor. I feel like I could have worded that better, but just so you know, you're not the only one, and it's not, when you say that you're worried and stressed, try to ask yourself though, like, why am I worried? Why am I stressed? Because also tapping into you, I say that I want to say like your feelings and your emotions, like those are super valid, but it feels like it's something different of, are you stressed or are you like uncertain about something? Are you worried or are you just like, you know, hesitant, nervous, but it's okay? And then kind of answering your question more, like anything for you today, I would say don't really think too far into stuff of just like do whatever just feels, you know, good in the moment, good for you in the day. It feels like for you, and this is good. Maybe you've been working on your growth and your healing journey and all of that. It's almost like your path or whatever. It's a blank canvas. So you create like what you want. Hopefully that helps. I feel excited for you of you're not worried and stressed, although you might be. We're more anticipating like what's going to happen. What am I going to create that's going to happen? Okay. You said, yes, I'm going either way, but I interview for a job when I get there. Yay, that's exciting. I'm happy for you. You already made the like jump in decision. So things will probably go very, very well. I don't think that you're the only one for this interview position. It feels like there's a male. So I don't know if you're a male or female, I'm sorry. Really try to do your best to like be you and stand out. I don't know if you're like I'm gonna say sparky kind of person, because it feels like from your energy or your guides or whatever, it's like I get into your business ability, that you have such a spark to you where you light the room up, and we don't want to hide that when we're interviewing. We want to like really stand out, like specifically. Also, this is really cool. Know that it feels more divinely not timed, but orchestrated for you to even consider this job, and for them to consider hiring you. It feels like it's more of a like, hey, so far so good. Are you gonna like make the I don't know, are you gonna follow through with this? Like, be you, and to know like you're qualified and you're like a great fit for this company, this place. Hopefully that makes sense. I got lost in my train of thought. Does Spirit give clear steps in business, like what master programs to apply for, or is it more general? I would say that I would want it to be more general, because I want you to do whatever you want to do. A lot of the time in readings, I'll say, I'll ask your family members about this, but also let's ask your guides and everyone. And sometimes they'll have the same answer, and sometimes they'll have different answers. You guys would probably expect that a lot of people's grandparents are more still, and it's not like old school because they have like their higher perspective and everything, but the version of us that they know, they're still seeing us that way. So for example, this is a great example, me starting my psychic business, my family and spirit were like, hell no, because you're going to hell. So I would say, as far as advice and stuff from spirit, let's put the power back in yourself and say, like, is it in my best interest to sign up for this class or for me to do this course, and try to make your own decisions there. I think that your guides will always, well, not always, I don't know, maybe always, I don't give them enough credit. When I say guides, it's a mix of like your intuition, your higher self, your angels, what you believe in, just like what feels good. And then like sometimes, honestly, I think it's like a buttload of aliens for everybody, but I don't say that to everybody because it's weird. I think that giving yourself like the power to make like your decisions is going to be what's like best for you. And there's no, I like this analogy, there's no like, oh God, they should not take this class, or oh God, this should not happen. I made a TikTok about this, and it was actually really smart too. Someone else's guides, they were teeter-tottering, like, should I do this career or this career, because like both are like different lives. Their guidance was taking the pressure off of yourself and thinking of your life, it's just a carousel ride, and your career choice is just like, do you want to ride the unicorn or do you want to ride the hippo? It's not so much of a like big change, life or death decision. So just kind of think of like, what course do you want to take? What's not going to make you, not want to get out of bed, or just what feels good to you? I kind of like took your question and like threw in the answer that I wanted to word that. So hopefully that helps. Hopefully that's more empowering instead of, what. Someone said, are my twins and parents around me? Yes, probably, absolutely. I had a reading today where this person had a bunch of people around her, a bunch of kids around her actually, and I just kind of threw in like, could be lost child or a child that wants to be born. So instead of, I want you to know that like, yes, they are around you. Everyone's people are around them, especially if they mean a lot to you. Then they're probably not smothering you, but around you more than you know. It's usually, just from what I've noticed, that actually that happened in a reading yesterday. It's kind of sad. When we're ready to move on, then our people kind of move on. I know I just made a TikTok about that probably contradicts that, but I think that's two different things that we're talking about. Actually, no, it's fine. So are they around you? Yes, definitely. Talk to them out loud in your head. They can hear you. That's really going to help them show up. And I think I got my point across. But like, when we stop needing to connect to your twins and your family members is when they're more like, okay, like she's good. I got it. I don't need to be smothering them anymore. I got excited because someone said, I'd love a reading for my husband's interview, and I thought that meant a private reading. Remember that I do private readings. That would be super fun for just like a 15-minute reading. Right now, just so you know, because I keep forgetting to go to my PayPal stuff and change it, but when you book a reading with me, you pay for half of it now and then half of it anytime before your reading, usually like the day before, because I get lost in my invoices. But let's see what we can, what I can get for you. Let's see what we can do. That's fine. I can use we. So for your husband's interview, more for fun because there's no pressure. It feels like it's good, but I also kind of get the feeling that they want more from him. I think of Is he applying for something that is a lot different than what he was doing, or is a little bit of a stretch? What I keep seeing, which is fine, is them like handing something back to him, and it's like we need more. It's not more experience, but it's like, hey, let me think of an example, or what like actually is going on and happening. It's like, interview is good, but there's still more time for something. There's still something else that they would like from him, for like him to be, you know, perfect candidate or whatever. So it doesn't feel that it's a no. It feels like it is a yes, but there's a little bit of like a pause or a break or something, and more, it's almost like time. And it also reminds me of like, go add that reference, go make this like smooth over, and then kind of come back. Hopefully that helps, and hopefully, you know, it doesn't feel that it's bad at all. It feels like there's just like a little bit of a turnaround, and I hope that helps. And I want you to also, you know that your like expectations most of the time, or like your worthiness feelings, or his kind of feelings of like, I'm not gonna get the job but I'm gonna go anyway, has a lot to say with like what's actually happening. Kind of when we were talking about someone's microblading Reiki energy. No, that was in a different reading. All readings are mixed together. The reading that I had not on here with someone else today, I used the example of, if you did all of this work for your interview or for your job, the energy that you have, that you're putting out, is kind of the biggest deciding factor. So for all of our questions, think about that too. If you want something to happen, like, are you worthy of it? Are you excited about it? Does it like feel good? Are you trying to like kid yourself, or do we need to like work on, you know, ourselves a little bit more? Tamara, am I on the right path? Probably yes, always. This is funny. I like these questions because if you guys can imagine, however energy works, however any of this works, when I hear path questions, it looks like a trail to me, and everyone's question's kind of different, of like, it's a dark path, it's a great path, it's a bumpy path. You know, what I was seeing for you was, we keep kind of like stubbing our toe. We keep stubbing our toe on like the side of your path on rocks, and this is a metaphor, but it feels that you're questioning, am I on the right path? Probably feels because a lot of things keep going wrong, and a lot of things feel harder than they should be. This isn't part of your question, but it feels that you need to almost, you know, the saying of like, do things right the first time so you don't have to do it again. It feels like we have to do some stuff again, work on some stuff again. I think that makes sense to you. Hopefully it does. What I mean by that is, like, instead of like going forward, shooting forward, like, do you think that we need to go back and forgive ourselves for this? Or do you think that we need to go back and like revisit something for like your path to get like easier and better? Because I don't know if this is true. I think it's, you know, different for a lot of people. It's not true in my case. If it's not easy, if it's not just like working, which I don't really believe in this, then it's probably not meant to be. But there's a little truth behind that. If like it's not working out, it's not working out. Like that girl who I shared, she just can't get out of her job. Nothing's working out because she has to work on herself first. So if it's not working out, there's probably more stuff for you to do. That hair don't care. Hi Jamie, any word from B? I was thinking of you guys earlier, a few days ago, and I don't remember why, but it was like a cute, sweet memory that B shared with me. So, because I know you guys well enough, let's see what we can get from her. Let me pause my music because I want to see. So from B for you guys, what's she doing? How's she going? She feels really excited, and you know, when we are getting ready for prom and we keep like, let me put my mascara on, let me turn around and do my hair. What I see her doing, for whatever reason, and I'll explain it, like what's going on with you guys, I feel from her, She's like super excited for the stuff that you guys are doing. I'm gonna tell you what I think that is. And it's like, you know, let me put my mascara on. Let me get ready for this. She feels that she's like frantic, excited for the decisions that you guys are making, and it feels that it's something to do with her. It feels that it's her, you're working and like building towards stuff, and you're going to be connecting with her or needing stuff for her more. And so like she's excited about that prom reference wasn't really so random. It's more of like, hey girl, like, hey B, we're gonna start needing stuff for you. And so like she's like getting ready and excited to almost not put on a show, but be helping out in a different way. So that's cool. Let's do reading together whenever you want. If there's any messages from her to you guys, the thing that I was hearing was like, keep going, but also, hold on, I don't know why she would say that. Don't feel like you're leaving her behind, whatever that means to you. Don't feel like you're leaving her behind. Okay. I think that I know what that means. It feels like it's a secret. I think you guys know what I mean. It's kind of upsetting, and I know that we're not doing that. Have you been thinking like, I've been so selfish, I haven't talked to B in a week or a couple of days? Don't feel like you're leaving her behind. Hopefully that makes sense to you. I think we know that like what she's talking about, and we're not doing that. I think you know like what I'm alluding to. It feels that like, don't feel guilty for anything, basically. Nice to hear from you. Okay. Indecisive about me and our relationship. Hi, it's Tina. So for you and your relationship, I want you to know whatever decision that you make or you don't make, it's going to be fine. And like, you hold the power, and if you don't know what's due now, you know, you're going to know what's due eventually. So don't put too much like pressure on yourself. How did you word that actually? Indecisive about me and our relationship. What I feel is like a decision doesn't need to be made right now, and that we can like keep coasting, and you're gonna get your decision kind of in your face. Just being honest with you, in case we don't know, it does feel in an honest way, maybe your guides are blunt, or you can handle that. It feels like a little bit of like weaning yourself off of, and like playing with the idea of, what if a year from now we were not in this relationship, or we were in a different one? It feels that it's, instead of waiting around for things to get better, it feels like, don't make a decision yet. Really kind of warm up to the idea of, it would be okay to not be in this relationship, whatever decision that you make. Okay, I hope that helps. It doesn't feel awful, but I think that all of us should be, you know, nothing but happy. Let me scroll up a little. Redefine threads. You said, I could really use any sort of guidance if you have anything for me. Let me see what I can get for you. Let me put the music back on, because it feels like less pressure for me. It feels like there's more people in the room. That's why I have my doggy. My dog's head was right there, but now that's his butt. Advice and stuff that I can get for you. Okay, different than a lot of people's messages. Really try to power through everything and leave a lot of stuff in the past. You know what I actually see for you, and it's fine. Take all of your fuel and your fire, and it's almost like anger, but I don't want you to carry any kind of anger. And it kind of feels like just go and leave a lot of the things it's like you can't fix. Your guides are all actually showing me like we're walking, we're like trying to get away. There was another thing I wanted to say for you. Try to, and this is for a lot of people, I feel like it could answer a lot of people's questions. Stop really telling the same story, you know, of like, oh, I'm prone to headaches, or I'm such a whatever. Try to like stop repeating, regurgitating the same thing that other people like tell you about yourself, or how like you think. Just like create a new story, write a new story. It feels that a lot of things are like keeping you stuck, and it's like it's not worth it or like in your favor to like be like manhandling anything anymore. I hope that helps. And I'm just gonna say for like everyone that if it makes you feel better, the energies are really crazy, but they're crazy good, where I've been excited about September 2022 since like January of, while other people on TikTok might be, you know, the conspiracies and the doom and gloom, it feels that it's a new beginning for a lot of us. It feels like it's like a lot of the old stuff coming to an end, and you can rewrite, you know, the rest of your life. It feels like that, like strongly of, if you've had a reading with me and you asked a question, like September just feels that it's a good time for everybody to like do new stuff. So speaking of that, I have a reading soon. Well, like 20 minutes, but I want to get ready for that. And thank you guys for joining. Sorry that I guess it was about an hour. Do a reading with me, that'd be great, over the phone. Go look at my website, my services, and all of that. And I want to connect with you guys more. I just haven't been live because honestly, sometimes when I'm scrolling through TikTok and you come across like those mediums or those spiritual people, I've always been like, do I look like that? Like, I don't want to look like that. I don't want an ex-boyfriend to hop on TikTok and see me doing the weird stuff that other people are doing. So I like to be more like grounded and fine. And anyways, yeah, it's nice to help you guys in whatever way that I can. And I hope you have a good rest of your week.